Hey guys, how you doing? I'm gonna do a quick tutorial on just a few things about each monster and what they are. So we here have one of the four main boxers. We have Glass Jaw. His effect is pretty straightforward. When he's attacked, he goes to graveyard automatically by your card effect. So activates the second effect. When he's sent to graveyard by card effect, you can add a Battling boxer to hand except for Glass Jaw. Alright. Here's another main Battlin boxer, the Spar. Spar is great for your first turn. Alright, if you're the first turn player, you can special summon him, get out Lead Yoke, and if you can, if you have two of them and a third one, well, okay, two, whatever, get out Cestus, or whatever your preference may be. Just real quick, easy to get out. Here's Switcher. Switcher is an awesome card for Glass Jaw. Glass Jaw and Switcher go hand in hand with when summoning out Lead Yoke. If Glass Jaw is in your grave, you summon this monster, you can add it to hand. Sorry, that's a different card. You can special summon Glass Jaw. And when you do that, you can overlay for Yoke. Even better, when you have to detach from Yoke, you send Switcher to grave. And the next time you send Glass Jaw to grave, Glass Jaw's secondary effect, because you sent to grave by a card effect, which is Lead Yoke, you get Switcher back to hand. That way, if you haven't summoned yet, you can normal summon again. Boom. Switcher's normal summoned. Glass Jaw's back out in the field. Boom. Another Lead Yoke, or whatever your preference may be. Here we have Headguard. Headguard's the main guy. Without him, you wouldn't have Glass Jaw right away. Without him, you might not have even the simplest of cards in your grave for your deck. And he's cool because if he's in attack position, let's say your opponent has a monster with 3,000 attack and attacks Headguard, yes, you would take 2,000 attack if you're in attack position, but he's not destroyed if he's in attack position by battle once per turn. Really good thing. Alright, showed you the main four guys. Now we're getting into a few of the technical ones. Nothing fancy, but here's Counterpunch. Counterpunch is really cool. Counterpunch is, if you're low on attack, you have him in your hand or grave, you can banish him. One of your monsters gains 1,000 attack for that turn. Really great. If your opponent has something that blocks you from using it in grave, you can use it at hand, and vice versa. It's just a nice card to have. Where's Veil. Veil's the newer card. He's pretty cool. When you take battle damage, you can special summon him, and you don't gain per se because you take 0 battle damage with this card's effect because you gain what you lost. Math equation. It's pretty silly, but hey, it works out. And it's level 4, so next turn you can overlay if you have another card. It's really nice. Bandage. I like to call this guy Big Bondage because he looks like he could be in a porno. Doesn't it? Look at him. Alright, but like Headguard here, he can't be destroyed once per turn, but he can't be destroyed once per turn in attack position or defense position. And if he's face down and attacks, his effect activates, he can't be destroyed by battle because he'll be in defense position still. But the cool thing about him is if you have a field full of level 2s and 3s, which would be, like just your, luck of the draw, I guess you could say, and you have level 4 in grave, well, hey, great. Boom, you can use his effect. Boom, all your monsters level 4. Or even if it's banished, boom, all your monsters level 4. Alright, so let's say you have a level 4 in this guy, and you have a 4 in grave. You can use his effect, so both of them are still 4, and you overlay for Lead Yoke. Really nice. Here's Rib Gardner. He's a great card to have too because, just the fact that sometimes your opponent might activate effect, and you can't do anything about it, you can't negate it, nothing. So you use him, you get your monster back your next turn, you can banish him from your hand or graveyard, just like Counterpunch. So it's a really great card, and really nothing you can do to complain about it, right? Alright, so here's Rabbit. Rabbit's a really cool card too, especially for flip effects or what you might call it, but the sad part is flip effects would still activate, but whatever. If you have opponent you're dealing with that's just getting an outrageous amount of attack, sorry about that, you can just attack or Blick Moon it, and boom, it's automatically destroyed, no less questions asked. If you got a monster with high defense, especially helpful, not just attack, because of course it would have to be in the defense position for this effect to work. Well, it's just a really great card, you know, nothing to complain about here. Wait, already talked about him. Alright, let's get into XYZs here. Here's Led Yoke, the guy I've been talking about. Two Battlin boxers, has to be boxers, of course, because this card would be pretty OP if it wasn't for that fact. Still pretty OP, because every time it's destroyed, instead of it being destroyed, or any Battling boxer on your field, or your opponent's field, wait, hold on. No, you control, I'm sorry. So, on your side of the field, it will be destroyed, detach, not destroyed. You gain 800 attack permanently unless this card becomes face down or is removed from the field. Cestus. You gotta love your Cestus. Cool thing about this card is it takes 3, but 3 Battling boxers is not hard to get out if you know what you're doing. Alright. If this card attacks and your opponent has way more attack or way more defense than you when you're attacking or being attacked, you can detach your opponent's monster's effects are negated that turn, and they take the battle damage you would receive, and your monster's not destroyed. And just like Led Yoke, this card works with any card, which is really cool. Well, any Battling boxer. This is the rank up version of Cestus 1. This is the C105. It's like Utopia Ray, which I actually have here, because its bottom effect, it says right here, once per turn you can detach, blah blah blah, your monster is destroyed, which is your opponent's monster. Your opponent takes the damage from it. See it right here again on Cestus. Alright, now it's the same effect as Cestus, alright, with an added bonus. Alright, when this card destroys a monster, so it's still, you know, the damage steps, what I'm trying to say. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you inflict half the difference of the monster's original attack as battle damage. Awesome, awesome, especially if you're destroying a monster that has less attack than yours, but not by much, so you do heavy damage. Now the cool thing about the bottom effect, which you have to have Cestus to activate this XYZ material, is you can put like 70,000 extra attack with equip cards on that monster, and when you destroy it, because that monster has that much attack on the field, your opponent takes that much attack from it being on the field. Pretty good. Now for the weaker, not the best XYZ card for the deck, but still in its own element, it's a pretty good card. Commissioner. Commissioner, yeah, takes 2 level 3 monsters, which, you know, you got Counterpunch, Gardna, and Rabbit, which I'm not pulling up Rabbit because he's in my deck and I have to fish him out. Commissioner, what he does is he takes, if your opponent attacks, and it can only attack this one, by the way, if you have more than one Battling boxer, your opponent can't attack another one but this card, so it's a great card to have in defense because you'll take no damage unless they have piercing. But you can detach 2 XYZ materials from this card, and you can set a spell card from your opponent's hand to your side of the field. So if they have Dark Hole, guess what? It's yours. Which, Monster Reborn's banned now, so I wish it was Monster Reborn, but it's not. So, yeah. Well, this is the Battlin Boxer Showcase. I will be showing effects in my next video in action, so just stay tuned, guys, and thanks for watching.